Welcome back, everyone, to Ways of the World, a brief global history with sources. We're going to continue our study of Chapter 4, Culture and Religion in Eurasia, North Africa, with the cultural tradition of classical Greece, the search for a rational order. And we're going to start with the Greek way of knowing. Greek rationalism flourished from 600 to about 300 BCE. This is the same time that the city-states flourished. A key element was the way questions were asked, an argument, logic, questioning of received wisdom. The best example was set forth by Socrates in 469 to 399 BCE of Athens. He had a constant questioning of assumptions. He encouraged wisdom and virtue over wealth and power. And we see a conflict with city authorities over Athenian democracy. He was accused of corrupting the youth and sentenced to death. He was one of the earliest classical Greek thinkers, and he applied rational questioning to nature and applied that to medicine as well. Then we see the application of Greek rationalism to understand human behavior. Herodotus proposed the question, why did Greeks and Persians fight each other? Another one, Plato, one of Socrates' students, who lived from 429 to 348 BCE, outlined a design for a good society known as a republic. And this society was led by a philosopher king. And then Plato's student was Aristotle, and he lived from 384 to 322 BCE. And he developed the most complete expression of the Greek way of knowing. And here is a really nice mosaic, Plato in Conversation. This 1st century BCE Roman mosaic depicts Plato, who is second from the left, seated among students and other philosophers in conversation. This image reflects the continued importance of Greek philosophy in the Roman world and illustrates the type of setting in which Plato taught. So how does this 1st century BCE Roman mosaic illustrate the importance of the Greek philosophies in the Mediterranean world? Well, this Roman mosaic was created, like I said, 4 centuries after Socrates was roaming around Athens asking questions. And it depicts numerous Greek philosophers and the manner in which they extrapolated knowledge. The fact that such ideas were known and depicted so long after their origin demonstrates their pervasiveness within the Mediterranean world. And lastly, the Greek legacy. Many people continued the traditional religious beliefs and practices, and the Greek rationalism quickly spread, and it spread wide. This was helped by Alexander's empire and his conquests and that of the Romans. Christian theology was expressed in Greek philosophical terms, and classical Greek texts were preserved in the Byzantine Empire. Now, Western Europe happened to neglect the classical scholarship after the fall of the Roman Empire, but those were saved by the Muslim scholars, particularly at the library at Alexandria in Egypt. They saved thousands of Greek manuscripts, and thus we see also a blending with the Islamic culture as well. And that concludes our study of the cultural tradition of classical Greece, the search for a rational order.